book lovers, book readers, book friends. Welcome to Read This Book. I am your book hostess, LaShonda, bringing you this week's book review of Happiness in Jersey by Jacinta Howard. This is a new author for me. I think I came across her name in the Sister Girls Book Club. In one of the groups, her name came up numerous times for books, and I was like, well, let me check it out. And I picked this one because it was interesting. It's about a young girl in a band called The Prototype. This is the story of Jersey and Zay. Jersey is a young girl. She's in college, and she is part of a band called The Prototype, and she is estranged from her father. Her mother died when she was a little girl, and she's raised by her father, who for all intents and purposes is an asshole, pretty much. And so when you start the book, you are being introduced to Jersey, and she's kind of like this nonchalant, I don't do relationships, I just fuck, I don't really care about people type persona. Like, that's how she moves. She's just like, she doesn't care. And she is at practice at her bandmate's house, and his cousin Zay shows up from Louisiana. He's transferring to the school, and so he's going to be living at the house. He's also a musician, but when he walks in, he is immediately taken with Jersey, like just in awe, because she's beautiful, but she plays the bass guitar, and she just has this aura about her that he finds attractive, that he's like, okay, I need to know you. And the story then picks up with, okay, he's trying to get to know her, and she's basically like, dude, why are you in my face? Why are you talking to me? I don't do relationships. I don't like things, persons, places, people. Please back off. Leave me the hell alone. But he is like quietly pursuing her. He's like, okay, we don't have to do a relationship. We can be friends, right? And I was like, girlfriends, that's how they get you. They want to be friends. Jersey was kind of like, okay, sure, whatever, if it'll get you out my face. And so he is consistently trying to wear her down, trying to get her to open up and, you know, share, because he feels a connection to her. He also understands her in a way that makes her scared, because she knows that he can break her down, and she does not want to do that, because she does not want to confront her feelings of abandonment, her feelings of not being good enough, her feelings of how her father treats her. Her father basically blamed her for the death of her mother. Her mom committed suicide, and so he has literally blamed Jersey her entire life, you know, that you killed your mom. And so she deals with the weight and the guilt of that, of knowing her father resents her, not having a mother, and not being able to really truly express how she feels. And so she puts everything into her music, into going to school. She's on scholarship, you know, so she's trying to maintain that. But, you know, she really finds that freedom of expression when she is playing, when her and the band is performing. And so that's how she's channeled these emotions. But Zay is slowly picking. He's just picking at her and picking at these emotions and making her feel. And she doesn't want to do that. They are both wounded. You know, Jay also has family trauma. You know, he lost his brother and sister in a car accident, and he felt guilty that he was the only child that survived of his parents. And so, you know, he wanted to be the good son. He wanted to, you know, be everything for his parents and take away the guilt of being the only one left. So they both have these family dynamics and these family issues. But whereas Jay has healed to a certain point, like he understands, he's been through the grieving, and he recognizes what is inside of her and what she's dealing with. He really truly cares about her and he wants to be with her, but she keeps pushing him away. And he joins the band. You know, he's an excellent musician, and you know, they're performing well, and there's this spark and stuff, and she's like, damn, okay, he's sexy and he can sing, and okay, because she sees him, she recognizes that, okay, he is fine, she recognizes his talent, she likes his company, but she is so anti-relationship, and she is so anti, like, she doesn't feel like she's good enough or worthy enough. And so she does everything in her power to push him away, to the point where I just wanted to go through the book and punch her in her throat and be like, girl, get your life, okay? This man is like stuck on you. He is trying to help you be better, but you just don't want to be great. You just want to sit in this space and wallow in being self-pity and have all this anger and these unchecked emotions rather than just dealing with it. And so you get in the story, the whole back and forth, and to a point it's just like, Jersey, damn it, girl, if you don't get Jersey, if you don't get with this man and get your life together, I promise you I'm gonna teleport through this book. So I don't remember what quite happens, but she ends up turning to him and she's like, you know, make love to me. We have sex. And because he would not have sex with her, that was all she ever wanted to offer him. And he was like, no. But whatever triggered this event, he like, okay, I need to have this moment with her to save her, because she was really on the verge of just doing something really, really bad. And so they have sex. You know, he's telling her, he's been explaining this whole time, like, I'm into you. So this wasn't just sex, it was, you know, our spirits connected. You know, he's just so feeling her, and like, felt like the moment was great. And then the next day, what she do? She turned right back into a bitch. I'm like, girl, okay. So the dick didn't help with the attitude? Okay. Duly noted. Again, I want to punch her in her throat. Like, come on. It's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to tell him how you feel, to let this go. But she just reverted right back into, you know, her usual point, and she hurt him. And at that point in the book, like, I was just, my heart broke. My heart broke for him, because he's like, I'm trying. I don't know what else I can do. Like, he just poured his whole heart out, and she just like, she stepped on it, she crushed it, she picked it up, balled it, and threw it in his face, and nonchalantly walked off like it didn't matter. And I was like, ooh, I didn't know if I was mad. I didn't know if I wanted to cry. I didn't know if, I'm just like, how dare you do that to, how dare you do that to, how dare you do that to him? How dare you treat him that way? I was mad for him. I was heartbroken for him. And at that point, I really wanted to close the book and just chuck it across the room. Because I'm like, you know what, Jersey? You don't deserve happiness. You don't deserve nothing. You deserve nothing but kale and LaCroix water. That's what you deserve, because you witch. Yeah, I was in my feelings. I'm sorry. Let me come back. Let me come back to myself. So, you know, they're still in the band, they're still performing, but there is tension between them. You know, she wants to tell him, she wants to let it go, but she's afraid to. She's afraid to let it go. She's afraid to feel, because she's hurting so bad that she knows that if she opens to him, then, you know, everything changes again. And he's telling her, like, I still love you. I still want you. I still want to be with you. It's okay. They're at a show, and she gets into a fight with some random chick, and she loses her mother's ring. And that's when you see this metamorphosis, I guess, because some things started happening with her after that. She starts to like slowly let it go, and she starts to open up, and Zay goes with her back home to Atlanta. They have some performances and whatnot, and he meets her father, and he completely like understands, and it's a turning point for them. And it's a turning point in the relationship, and I'm like, okay, are you gonna let this go? Are you gonna open up? Are you going to, embrace, this man? And it was a turning point, and I was like, okay, yay, she's gonna stop being a bitch. Is she? No? Damn it. There's things that happen, and once she decides to express it, things start changing for her. The perspective change. She, finally admits that she loves him, and, it is what it is. She has to accept, things with her father. She has to accept, that, hey, her mother is gone. And it turns into that redeeming moment for me. I felt like she finally redeemed herself to Isaiah, where I felt like, okay, they can be in a relationship now. Like, okay, she's deserving of him. Because honestly, through this story, I'm like, I get it. I get that you're hurt. I get that you're scared. I get that you've had, verbal abuse. I get it. But I needed her to have that moment, that revelation, and I needed her to embrace it. And when she did, I was like, okay, all is right in this world. Now we can be happy. Now there's some happiness in Jersey. Hence the title of the book. So this book for me, it was emotional. It did get me in my feelings. Jersey just kind of pissed me off for 66% of the book, but that's okay. It was a good story. I felt wallowing in Jersey's misery was a little much, like it was a lot of it, but I also get it, because you needed to understand the depth of her feelings and how so far down in the muck that she was, that it wasn't an easy thing for her to come back and rise like a phoenix. So for that, I get it. It was a really good book. So I think if you want to get caught up in the intensity of it, just the feelings, just the understanding, kind of seeing a full circle Phoenix rise type of story, then this is the story for you. Happiness in Jersey by Jacinta Howard. You should get it. You should read it. You should love it. So until next time, read a good book.